Well, Natalie and Nathan, many speakers rising to talk for or against this zoning requirement change, and Mayor Olivia Chow speaking first, talking about how we have a housing crisis in the cities, talking about how there are many encampments, people living in tents, and there are 85,000 people who are waiting for supportive housing, and that they have a strong need for these 6 shelters, and that they need to be built as soon as possible. Now, where you have the opposition is many councillors saying that the process itself has been flawed and that people were not properly consulted. Now, we spoke to a number of councillors who were against this a little while ago. Here's what they had to say.
The one that's being proposed on Gerrard Street in my ward in Scarborough Southwest is in the middle of a low-rise, detached, single-family neighborhood with a daycare 100 meters away, not the right place. So I think when we approach the idea, the conversation of much-needed shelters, and I think that's very important in this debate, we understand everyone supports shelters and the need for shelters. We see it in our streets. The reality is placing them requires a criteria that is clear and makes sense, and this is what's lacking. And
well, there should be a pause on this. There should be a pause to do the work with the community to address their concerns. You know, I have delivered 3 shelters and supportive housing sites in my community, and it was really hard, and it was a lot of work, and that work took some time. But at the end of the day, we were able to get the majority of the community on board.
The residents have a valid concern in that there wasn't a consultation, as that power has been delegated to staff in terms of site selection. And when they read the reports talked a lot about zoning and the fact that these shelters were going in, and they came to the committee and they were told they couldn't talk about the shelters because it was strictly about zoning issues. So in terms of the lack of consultation, I think it's fair.
Now, debate had been going on for most of the morning, and speakers still are going on, looks like well into the lunch hour, so we expect that this will take up much of the day. Just a little while ago, Councillor Diane Sachs talked about how there is no perfect process for building homeless shelters, and that people will find a problem with it no matter what, while councillors are pointing out that many wards have several shelters, and this will be just one more that they fear could be an issue. Reporting live, I'm Leathong. Nathan and Natalie, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Sean.